Now on Driven. Racing isn't all checkered flags and high speed. Someone has to check those tires and get your car up to speed. And it can't just be anyone.
There you go. That's all right.
And then we're sent to purgatory, where cars are reborn as hot rods. So buckle up. Driven is straight ahead. Not all hobbies are created equal.
This is my hobby because I don't like golfing.
All I wanted to do when I played golf was drive the cart.
It is here Pellegrini Performance Group has become a driver's best friend.
We've got cars here that we are prepping for a NASA race weekend at NOLA Motorsports Park.
The National Auto Sports Association, or NASA, organizes and promotes racing activities for both aspiring and accomplished racers. Its first event of the year is a day away. So you're 23 hours out from putting these cars on a racetrack.
That's correct.
23 hours out.
I tell you what, we've got a dedicated crew. They've put in a lot of late nights so far, and it's going to keep going that way up until these cars are finished and in the customer's hands.
I don't want to say anything, but that car doesn't have any tires. No tires? No worries. For experienced drivers who are part of the Pellegrini team.
So I've had my car look like this and been back on track, literally in the car strapped in while they're still buttoning things down and fixing something, and drop me down and go out on the track. So to the average person, it doesn't look ready, but to us, it's got a motor in it.
It's ready.
It's ready.
On race weekends, it's like having your own pit crew or 6 caddies with power tools. So like the guy at the country club who leaves his clubs to get re-gripped, that's what you're doing to these cars.
That's
so when
what
these
we're doing.
guys come, they're ready to go.
Correct. I mean, the guys that are owning these cars don't have, a crew of 6 people. So, they would have missed the event had they not brought the car to us in order for us to finish it and then bring it out to the racetrack for them.
Arrive and Drive not only gets the cars ready for the track, it gets the car to the track and it keeps it on the track.
We take care of everything basically from the time they arrive to the end of the event. So all they do is they show up in their street car, hop in their race car, so they don't have to worry about if something breaks. We're there to fix it and keep them running.
Jay's team also provides support for the newbies.
We've got Elijah's car in here. We're going to be doing an HPDE tech for him. So he's going to be doing what they call high performance driving education. So this will actually be his first weekend out at the track running in this car.
It's always been a dream of mine, and today's the first step to get it teched in and this weekend get on the track.
From producing turnkey race cars to the latest in high performance technology, everything here gets put to the test. Everything.
In order to compete for the weekend, we have to have a dyno certification number. So what a dyno is basically a treadmill for cars. We strap it down and we can spin it up to 150, 160 miles an hour.
This is a treadmill I want to dial up. 150 miles an hour and going no place. Sounds like my career. Smooth, really smooth. Oh my Lord.
So it's loud and it's a safe environment versus going on the street and running 150 miles an hour and then trying to dial the car in. So we can do it within a controlled environment.
Smell that? Smells like victory. Up next, we'll see how a day at the track turns out as Arrive turns to Drive when Driven continues.
I'm Wimpy, and this is my wife Doris Serenay, and this is our 61 Thunderbird convertible. Well, I bought it already done. I added some things to it. She's kind of nervous when we're riding with, especially with the top down, you know. But,
I just don't want to get my hair messed up.
it's got a 390 horsepower engine, stock engine in it, and never has been rebuilt since '61. So the engine is quite old, but it runs good. It's power steering, it rides good. There's some things that people get amazed with it because the steering wheel
It turns.
tilts over when you want to get out or in the car, easy access, and then you bring it back. And plenty of times in the show, I'll leave the steering wheel pointing toward the driver's side, and people say, why the steering wheel like that? I say, that's just in case the passenger wants to drive, you know. Just the beauty of the car, and it rides like a dream. It's a great way to spend time together, and you know,
it's good, clean fun.
Good, clean fun.
The cars have arrived, and it's drive time for the Pellegrini Performance Group at the NASA Race Weekend at NOLA Motorsports Park. It's your car and your team against the clock, and sometimes the weather.
A little moist, but you know what? It's better than a good day at the office, being out here for the guys, so.
Every day's a good day when you're riding in a red Viper, man.
For this first-timer, nothing could dampen his day.
First time out there, I got to rip it some, really got to get the brakes hot and make the tires squeal a little bit, and then I got up to a good speed, over 120 miles an hour. Very exciting.
Being part of this team made his day complete.
You got masterminds if you have any issues over there. You know, Jay and the team are very accommodating if I need anything, you know, and they cheer you on, man. That's what you want. You want to come out here, have fun, and have somebody root for you.
Would you explain the cheese balls to me? Explain the cheese balls.
So every race, you got to take care of your crew. Driver's always in charge of feeding the crew. You got to make sure lunch is served, you got the right chicken, and you've got to have the right cheese balls. Cheese balls are a critical component in winning races.
This track veteran knows about winning. What's this thing next to you?
Just a little cup we drink wine out of once a year.
Only once a year.
Only once a year. The NOLA Cup. There it is. There you go. Cheers. Pellegrini. Nice job.
The NOLA Cup is awarded to the year-end point leader from all classes.
But it definitely made racing a lot more fun in terms of everybody's competing for something. So the first year we did it was 2017, and I was able to accumulate enough points to win.
Who won 2018?
Be me again. Now I got to give credit to, you know, obviously to Pellegrini.
When a Pellegrini Performance driver wins the NOLA Cup, sponsored by Donovan Controls, Pellegrini Performance, and Discovery Parts, it means that we did our job throughout the entire year in order to accomplish this achievement.
Alexis also credits his son Ben, who constantly pushes him on the track.
It's the tortoise and the hare deal sometimes, right? He's pretty fast.
What is it with kids being faster than their dads? What's up with that?
It's all about age, okay? We're old, we're wiser, but our reflexes aren't as good. The other thing is, say, car gets a little bit sideways, right? First thing I think about is death and money, right? The first thing he thinks about is, wow, cool, I'm sideways, let's give it more gas, and he powers right through that turn. And so, you know, that's where the difference comes in terms of speed. We're a little more cautious, and they're
Not
a little
cautious.
more.
You're wise.
Yeah, well.
Call it wise.
Yeah, wise,
You're
and they're
you're
just
wise.
a tad bit reckless.
It is the wise driver who seeks out the help of professionals. If Confucius didn't say it, he should have. But he probably never won a race either.
Do you get to drink some of that wine and champagne out of that cup?
Once our day's over for us, yeah, our crew will sit back and enjoy a cold one with them and celebrate our victories. So it's all about the team, you know. The teamwork got us here.
Well deserved.
Thank you.
I'm Jake Floyd. I'm the owner of Purgatory Industries, and I love cars. I do consider myself an artist. We don't like factory at all. We like to change things and make things as cool as possible and as fast as possible. We work on hot rods, classic cars, bikes, kind of anything with a motor and wheels. We like to mess with it. When working on custom hot rods, it's more than just replacing parts. A lot of times you can't get the parts that you're looking for on some of these old cars, so you have to make them, or you have to modify something else to make it work. Very seldom can you just order up a part for, say, a 1929 Dodge. It just doesn't exist. So you got to think outside the box and get creative and find a way to make something else work. My process to creating a custom car, it kind of evolves. It's a lot of conversations with the owner, if there is an owner, and it's an evolution. Most customers don't really know what they want from the beginning, so it's a lot of discussions, bouncing ideas off of each other, and coming up with a final design that everybody's happy with, that meets everybody's budget. Making something by hand from nothing feels pretty amazing. Taking raw sheet metal, forming it, stretching it, bending it, shaping it into what we're looking for is instant gratification when you see that part on the car and you see that car customized the way that you had it visioned in your head. It's like nothing else. It feels amazing to create something by hand. You know, we get these old cars in. Some of them aren't even cars. We've gotten cars in that were parts of cars in the back of the truck, and then putting that together and forming that into a car. I mean, it's just crazy to think that, you know, this pile of parts we're setting in a field for 50 years and now it's on the road. And you know, that's amazing, bringing things back to life. So when a client sees their finished product, usually they get a little teary-eyed, they give me a hug, they just kind of get taken back. They get very emotional when they see these, because a lot of these cars they've had for many, many years. They've been in the family for many years. They mean a lot to them. So when they actually see that car back to its, you know, original glory, if we're doing a restoration, or back to, you know, what they had visioned in their head all these years, and now it's real and they can sit behind the wheel and drive it. I mean, words can't really describe how they react. They just get very emotional, and they're very appreciative of what we did for them. I just love what I do. I love taking something that looks like rusty, a piece of a car, and put it on the road and bring it back to life. Something that was forgotten and beat up and abused over the years, and bringing new life back into it. I save these cars. I save these cars from rotting away. I save the cars from just being forgotten, you know, and I save the memories that people had in some of these cars. I give that back to them.
It's part transformer, part skateboard, and it's Mercedes-Benz vision of urban transportation in the future.
Behind me is our Mercedes-Benz Vision Urbanetic. It's a concept study for mobility solution in the future. Vision Urbanetic is autonomous driving, got a battery electric powertrain, and we feature a modular concept. So we have integrated all technical components for the autonomous driving in our platform. We call it a skateboard. On demand, we can put several body modules to serve various use cases. Here we see our people mover module for ride pooling. And we also got a cargo module for goods transportation. Our vision of mobility in the future in urban areas is to have a fleet of such vehicles moving around in a city.
The Vision Urbanetic, Mercedes-Benz vision for the near future and the next Transformer flick.
Yo, Adrian. People ask me, what's the most important thing you can do to keep your car running for a long time? I always tell them, change the oil. I have customers with 600,000 miles on their car. People don't understand that, but it's because they're in all the time changing their oil when they're supposed to have their oil changed. The new engines that are out there now have very close tolerances. They use oil that's almost like water now. It needs to be changed, and it needs to be changed the intervals that they recommend. If you look and people tell you you can go 7,000 to 8,000 miles on your oil change, if the manufacturer recommends that, they back that up. So you can do that. Always check your oil. I would check my oil every 2 or 3 weeks. Find out where the dipstick's at, pull the dipstick out, look, wipe it off first, start with a clean dipstick, get back in, all the way down, pull it out, and look at the oil level, okay? Clean oil is clean enough where it looks like something you'd want to fry fish in. Bad oil is something like you would find in a parking lot at a Walmart when you walk out and you see that big black spot. That's what you're looking for. You want your car on the road for a long time? Please, just change your oil. Believe me, you're talking to the guy that sees it happen all the time. Just change your oil.
Another show hits the checkered flag and everyone kept the shiny side up. That's success. Until next week, think driven.